My name is Derrick Sheets, and I qualified for the Star City Games Players Championship by winning the Season 1 Invitational in Charlotte. Probably started playing Magic, although I wouldn't really call it Magic. I would call it playing all your lands and then drawing back up to 7 fast mana, if you would. Back in Tempest, maybe? And then I quit for the longest time until Urza's Saga, which I think was 2000. And then I probably started playing competitive about a year and a half later than that, starting in the JSS circuit and then some PTQs, etc. I won't lie, the Star City Games Players Championship beginning was kind of unknown to me until I was in the top 8 of the Invitational. And then they were like, hey man, if you win this, you can qualify for the Players Championship. And I was like, let me Google that. So I looked it up and I was like, this is awesome because it's a super small field, lots of very good people, a pretty substantial amount of money, and it sounded awesome. It sounded something super good. The IQ series is wonderful. As a store owner, it gives a way for me to give something to the players that's a little bit more competitive than just, your casual Friday Night Magics, your Wednesday tournaments. It's kind of like a launch pad where you can get players that want to play the game more serious, want to travel a little bit more, and build a community that wants to play more Magic. And that's the key, is playing more Magic as a store owner is wonderful because they play more Magic, they buy more stuff, everyone's there more often, it's a fantastic thing. As a player, that's actually how I qualified for the Invitational, was I won an IQ at a competing store. And that got me an Invitational, into the Invitational that I won, and that also was humongous for my store too, because now, the store owner's a champion. It was very good for me as both a store owner and a player, and the IQ system is to thank. So as a game store owner, it's a lot more work and a lot less play than most people think it is. Most people think, hey, you're in a game store, that just means you're gonna play games all day. Well, that's not really the case. We opened about a year and a half ago, and I will say that this is the least amount of Magic I have ever played since I started playing by a substantial margin. I don't get to travel as much, which is, in my opinion, the most fun thing about Magic. Traveling, seeing new places, getting to see your friends you don't get to see all the time, and I don't get to do that as much. I maybe talk to them on Facebook and cheer them on when we watch the opens at the store, but outside of that, I don't get a lot of opportunities to play. Outside of the one Invitational I won, that was, the good one, batting 1,000. But yeah, it's fun. It's everything I wanted it to be. It's something that I chose to do, and I knew what I was getting myself into ahead of time. And if that means I get to play Magic a little bit less, but being around it a lot more, and being around a community and a game that I like, I'm all for that. Playing in Players Championship actually means a lot to me because, for better or worse, I always felt like I was a player that had the opportunity and the desire and the ability to play on the Pro Tour regularly. And before I reached that, I kind of just quit. And the Players Championship is sort of like the game I never got to win, the race I never got to be in, So it's very rewarding for me because, yeah, I might not have put a lot of work in the past couple years, but 8 years ago, if you saw, if we were paired against each other, you didn't want to play me. And I think that that's something that I miss, and this is an opportunity to show that, although I'm very unknown in this field of 16 very good people, that, I deserve it. I won a tournament, I did my dues. Maybe they were 8 years ago, but I still paid them, and now I'm here and I got an opportunity to show people. My plans for next year include a bunch of I don't know yets. I keep saying that I'll go to opens that are close to me, and I keep just not showing up, so I don't want to lie to anybody. I don't know yet. We're just gonna see. I'm not gonna lie, I would like to just one-shot another Invitational. So I don't know where the first one is this season, but if I could just win Richmond, I think it's in Richmond. If I could just win Richmond, that would be fantastic. Just one and done. Again, this year's grind for me was not very hard. I kind of just didn't do anything for 8 months. I wouldn't mind that grind back in the SCG circuit for me.